This sold 217,000 estimated first week sales. That's a big album.
What this project and him putting it on a streaming platform was so he doesn't have to drop new music.
When I look at Travis Scott, being an artist is like 3 or 4 on his list. He is a master marketer and he is a businessman now. Making music don't make fucking money.
You want to be a billionaire, you think you're the best fashion designer, then go do fashion, but then don't drop music because you don't spend enough time in it. To be the best at making music, you have to be fucking in it.
I don't think for the end game of Travis, music is really there.
Which Travis Scott fans are very similar to Playboi Carti fans. They're not very conscious.
I've seen Travis Scott 3 times live before people come at me being like, oh, you've never seen him. No, I've seen him live 3 times.
You don't sell 200,000 first week off a 10-year-old project unless you have an audience and you've built that audience and you make good music. So I just want to state that for anybody who's actually made it this far, because everybody's going to click off after 2 minutes and be like, these guys.
I tell you I'm on the road. About to get all this dough. Me and no fuck niggas know. I swear to God we the ghosts. This ain't the story they told. Man, if you know, then you know. I never had to tell my dogs that we on rough for greatness. They paper getters, they want money.
I'm Zachary. Always joining me is my brother Joshua, and we are talking about the days before rodeo. Travis Scott dropping it 10 years later. I'm a little confused. Joshua, why did he drop this project?
I mean, we were kind of talking about it before, but it's almost like a Take Care style drop. Now,
not Take Care, or Care Package.
Care Package. I'm sorry, Care Package, not Take Care. That was very dumb of me. Care Package. And I guess Care Package is a little different because those were just leaked songs. This is actually an album, or this was a mixtape. This was his second mixtape that he ever dropped, and they're just putting it on Apple Music, which I respect. And that's why it's done so well, because it's nostalgia. And that's why he did it. And I actually respect it. I wish more artists actually did that, where they put their old music on there. It's just powerful.
It definitely gets the listens, and I'm gonna be honest here. If you clicked on this video and you're a Travis Scott fan, you're gonna leave very unhappy with me, and you're probably gonna report our channel. If you're not a Travis Scott fan, you're probably gonna really enjoy this video, because honestly, if this was the first time I ever heard Travis Scott in 2014, I would have never listened to him again.
That's where I think that you're wrong, because like I remember a few of these songs, like Skyfall, for example. Like I remember when RL Grime dropped this on SoundCloud, and I was like, holy shit. I didn't even know it was Travis Scott. Like, you could not have told me that was Travis Scott. I didn't even know Travis was part of the album, like that song at the time. Like, he was not a big name at all. I think this was kind of the motion at the time. Now, with that being said, this is kind of like a very Travis style project. It's not my favorite project. Rodeo, his album that he dropped after this, I think Rodeo was his debut album. Rodeo has hits. Birds in the Trap after that, hits.
Which one had Sicko Mode on it? Whatever, it doesn't matter. That Travis Scott is good Travis Scott. And I'm not saying all Travis Scott is bad. I'm just saying that his boys were sitting in the studio like, this is some hits. And I want, if Travis clicks on this video, or anybody close to Travis clicks on this video, I want Travis to know that he actually doesn't have real friends, if they're letting him put
Sicko Mode was Astroworld, which, again, Astroworld is a great project.
It's a good project.
It's a great project. Now, it's always going to be tainted because of like the big Astroworld concert that got fucked up. Beside the point.
What got fucked up?
When people died at the Astroworld. You don't remember that shit? Whatever. People blame...
Why are people blaming Travis Scott for them independently mosh pitting?
It wasn't even that. And I don't want to get into it, but it wasn't that. Beside the point.
I want to get into it.
Okay.
I think that's more interesting than the project.
Basically what happened was Travis Scott threw his own festival, kind of like, Cole Bennett style, Rolling Loud, whatever.
Got it.
I think it was a 1-day, 2-day festival. What had happened was during his show, people were like climbing over the fences. The fence collapsed and ended up like people got trampled. Like 6 people died during his show. And apparently he didn't stop the show, which he kind of did stop it, but he didn't actually stop the show.
But was he aware of what happened?
I don't think he actually knew. People were like, he fucking knew. Like you could see it. And like, listen, I've been to a Travis Scott show before. Shit gets crazy, bro. People are fucking mosh pitting. He's screaming into the microphone. Like, that's a Travis show. So if someone fell and, there's 50,000 people there, he's not seeing that shit, bro.
Yeah, he should not be blamed for that.
No, but he was blamed for it. And it was like because it was his show. At the end of the day, he's a rapper. He's not the person who set up the festival. There is a company that comes in and does every festival. So it was on them. It wasn't on Travis. Beside the point. I thought the album in 2024... not the best album. In 2014, though, when I put myself back in 2014, I'm like, all right, I remember some of these songs. These were hits in 2014.
I almost want to backtrack a little bit, because I don't want to hate on Travis for something he dropped literally a decade ago. Obviously, he's a completely different human in 2024 than he was in 2014, so I want to put that out there. But what this project and him putting it on a streaming platform was so he doesn't have to drop new music. It was literally just an escape from dropping new music, which Travis is historically known to drop music, disappear for 4 years, continue to do the same concert for 4 years while he's not making music, doing whatever. And I think that is why he dropped this project on the streaming platform, is to get streams and to, give him another 2 years to not drop new music, which I absolutely hate. And once again, I said this in the last podcast, if you watched it, Drake puts out more music than everybody, streams better than everybody. There's no crazy science with it. To get the most streams, you have to put out music, and it has to be new. You can't just keep going back to 2014 to pull music up and put it on the platform just because you have a cult following, which Travis Scott fans are very similar to Playboi Carti fans. They're not very conscious, and I'm not sure what they like so much about it. Fuck.
Listen, I think I not to cut you off, but I think for me, I do completely agree. I think Travis kind of copped out, and he knows that now he doesn't have to drop music for more time. But to me, I'm like, when I look at Travis Scott, being an artist is like 3 or 4 on his list. Like, he is a master marketer, and he is a businessman now. Making music don't make fucking money.
I completely agree with that.
And
I completely agree
he's
with
a great, he's going into design. Like, I was thinking about it. I'm like, not even him. Let's take Rihanna, for example. Like, I just read an article the other day. Rihanna is a billionaire. Didn't even make 20% of her money from music. That's the difference. Travis Scott wants to be a billionaire. He don't really give a fuck about the music. Like, I'm sure he likes to perform. Like, all the rappers want to perform. With that being said, music is 3-4 on Travis's list. He's not going to be going down as a rapper. And he's going to go down as something completely different.
I fully respect that because it's all about a bridge. We're starting this podcast. Me and Joshua started making content as a bridge to do things we really, really want to do. Yes, we enjoy the podcast. Yes, we enjoy making content. But it's obviously to make money, to get awareness, to then build what we actually want to build. I fully agree with that, and I fully support that. But then it goes into the argument of being like, okay, then why is he still considered an artist? Why is he performing at festivals? It's because he has awareness. I fully get it. But the problem is, it's like the Kanye thing. Like, okay, Kanye, you're a billionaire. You want to be a billionaire. You think you're the best fashion designer? Then go do fashion. But then don't drop music because you don't spend enough time in it. To be the best at making music, you have to be fucking in it.
And I agree, but to me, I'm like, no one's talking about Travis Scott as the greatest rapper ever. Like, he's never won a Grammy. He's never even really won any accolade in the music game. So it's not like people are like, he's world renowned. He just has a cult following of fans. And I think that's the difference. Like, Travis is a master marketer. You go to a Travis show, you're like, bro, I'm going to hear all my hits. No. I mean, sure, but he's not going to be singing them to you or rapping them to you. It's it's not really it's a good show, but it's just him going, ski. It's cool. That's cool. You can ad lib for me, but I want to fucking when I go to see Travis Scott, I think that's the next layer. If he does continue musically, is his show has to be better. It has to be better. I want to hear you actually rapping. I don't want so much music going on that I can't even fucking hear the guy I paid to go see. And listen, I've seen Travis Scott 3 times live before people come at me being like, oh, you've never seen him. No, I've seen him live 3 times, and I'll probably see him again this winter when we go to Rolling Loud. So it's to me, I just don't really see the mass appeal in the musically. Outside of that, as a businessman, as a designer, as an entrepreneur, I'm like, bro, this guy gets it. And listen, he knows how to do it. That's where I'm a fan of Travis more than his music, even though I love about 3 projects that he's put out. 3 projects that he's put out, I would be like 4. I guess if you count Astroworld, I'll give Astroworld to him too. It's 4. So 4 albums of his. So to me, I'm like, he just needs to make more music. He needs to do more music. But again, I don't think for the end game of Travis, music is really there.
And I fully agree with that. And once again, I don't want to be a hater. Travis Scott is way cooler than me. He's more successful than me. And I think Travis is cool as a person, the fashion. I think the Cactus Jack shit is dope. He's doing the trading cards. He just did that. He's fucking on it. But from a music standpoint, I don't know what the appeal is.
Listen,
I think
it's unfair.
Hold on. If we weren't doing this podcast, I would after 2 songs, I'd have been like, I'm good. And I would have never thought about it again.
And again, that's 2014. I think like that's the one thing. I think we're being too hard on Travis right now, out of the sense this is a 2014 album. And yes, was it kind of a cop-out? Yes. Also, now it wouldn't be a cop-out if he was like, yo, this was just my real album rollout. I got more music coming. Because this sold 217,000 estimated first week sales. That's a big album.
Yeah.
That is big boy numbers. 1% of fucking artists ever do that. So it's like he clearly has a draw for music, and we'll probably get a lot of hate for these takes, even though there's no hate here from Travis. It's really, we want the next project. I want the next thing. I want the rendition of like, what headspace is Travis in today? And then the next layer of that is, I would love to see Travis's next layer in performance that's outside of like the ad-lib screaming in the mic, Playboy Cardi-esque thing where they're wearing the shoulder pads and the fucking, they're like alien gear. Like, that's cool, but I want to see the next thing. Like,
was that you that said that they wear that because they want to be like not a human?
No, to me, it puts them at a different level. And it's like, it's almost like playing a character. Like Tyler, the Creator, said a lot of rappers right now are cosplaying each other. And it kind of is that, like, they're trying to be the appeal. Like, no one wears shoulder pads and the fucking laser beam glasses. No one would wear that. But Travis would wear that because he's trying to be different. He's not like this. It's like the lure of him is different. And again, that's marketing. Like, he is a master marketer, and I respect the fuck out of that. But the music, I'm not going to be sitting here being like, I'm not leaving a Travis Scott show being like, holy fuck. I'm like speechless. You go to see a Rod Wave show, you're like, holy fuck. And Rod toes the line. If he wasn't so talented, it wouldn't be a good show. You know what I'm saying? Like, he is so uber talented that like Rod don't even got to try, and you're like, holy fuck. But like a guy like Travis, whose songs rely on him doing a lot of different shit, to me, I'm like, to find that balance, a great person who's done it, is the Migos.
Offset has talked a lot about the laser beams and how to actually do a concert.
But Offset, he's been talking about how he's been having like more like a live music draw where he's like adding like a band into his shit. Like when he goes to Vegas and does performances, it's like he does a legit show. It's like Usher type shit. Like he said he went to Usher and he was like, holy fuck. There's another level to this performance where it can be intimate. Now, Usher is a totally different story than Travis. But you can watch an Usher show and take things that he is doing and the way that he has the crowd every which way. Like, that's the difference. Like, when I go to a Travis show, there's a group of people that are like, you know, going crazy. But there's also a group of people that are like, okay, where's the appeal? Me.
I mean, that was us when we went and watched him in Rolling Loud 2023 in Miami. I literally was like, I thought at any point he was going to like play a beat and everybody's going to turn to zombies is really what I thought. Like, it was that much of a cult following. And then it was just like, we probably watched 6 songs, and he maybe said 9 rap lyrics of the song.
And that's the shit I hate. Like, and again, that's not Travis, just Travis. That's like 95% of rap artists total. Like, they just rap over their song already playing is my biggest fucking pet peeve. People paid good money. Like, the people that are at these rap shows, 90% of them are like, they saved up. They don't go to a lot of shows. Like, they're going to the show, and then half the time they're just hearing the crowd sing back to them. Like, bro, put a show on. Turn the fucking music off and fucking give them a show. Like, there's a reason why you sold out 50,000 tickets at Rolling Loud. Everyone's coming there. You're the headliner. Like, you're doing all this stuff. Like, show that talent. Like, Travis is clearly uber talented. Like, he can do it. I just think it's one of those things where it's like he's performing a ton. It's like there's a lot of work into it. And Travis is one of those guys where he's very particular on his set and his lays, like his pyrotechnics and all that. That is spot on. It's just the performance. I want to hear more Travis. I want to be in there being like, holy fuck.
And listen, you don't sell 200,000 first week off a 10-year-old project unless you have an audience and you've built that audience and you make good music. So I just want to state that for anybody who's actually made it this far, because everybody's going to click off after 2 minutes and be like, fuck these guys. Travis Scott is uber talented. He's very good. This is all music critiques. And if you want to be in the music game, I love seeing people who are, as we always call it, putting shots up. Travis Scott does not put enough shots up. And honestly, the mixtape, was just a scapegoat 10 years later, so I can't hate on it. He's a completely different person now, but would love to see actually new Travis. And everything Josh was saying, I'd love to second it. You have to put on a performance when you get people actually at a concert. And even like speaking of Rod Wave, bro, he fucking says like 9 things in the mic each song, but then he'll go a cappella and actually show his talent. And that's really what's about, where Travis Scott fans and even like Playboi Carti, because I group them in like the same category, the concert looks turned. Everybody's going fucking crazy, but like it's just nothing's actually happening.
Listen, if I could make the best mashup at a Travis show and make it look like the most elite time ever, but then you can make like the reality of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And maybe that's a funny thing we do when we actually go Rolling Loud this year.
We probably could.
But like, to me, you know, not to kick a dead horse at this point, but again, big Travis fan. I would like to see more musically, but everything else, I'm like, damn, he's just in it on the entrepreneur side, where he's probably making 10, 20x what he's making for music. And it's like, it's one of those things what Kanye said. It was like, bro, I lose money when I make music. And Travis is probably feeling that right now, where he's like, you know, you step away from it. But it's like, once you step away from it, someone else is getting better.
It's hard to get back into it. But then it's like, okay, be honest. Be like, hey, I spent no fucking time on this album. But if you made it this far, drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe. We're going to stay with the music reviews. We're also going to continue to try to get back on the 2 podcasts a week of something culturally relevant. But like I said, if you made it this far, we really appreciate it. Until next time.
Peace.
About to get all this dough. Me and no fuck niggas know. I swear to God, we the ghosts. This ain't the story they told. Man, if you know, then you know. I never had to tell my dogs that we on rough for greatness.